Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from that short break. Now, I was talking about our first point that we're going to tackle today. And remember, this is still FS Studio. For those who have not watched the previous video, I would recommend you go back and watch so that you understand the introduction. So we were stopped at the point whereby we were introducing our first window, and that is the channel rack. Yeah, this is what we call the channel rack, and if we click on it, this is it. The channel rack is simply like the Beatstroke baseline editor in LMMS. For those who attended our LMMS class, you understand what we're talking about. So let's go ahead and open a new project because this one is already okay. Let me save the changes. Okay, so when you open a new project, this is how the channel rack looks. Okay, let me make it shorter. I can just come here, drag it. Okay, there we go. So remember, I told you how to detach it. So it's already detached. I can move it and place it anywhere I want. So in this channel rack, it comes by default with some few instruments, and we have the kick, the clap, the hat, and the snare. Those ones, they come when it's already there. So let us start by, in our first project, remember we said in LMS, the first thing to do is always to set the tempo. So let us set the tempo. Which song are we going to do? Let's think of a song, and I don't know. Let's just pick a tempo of, let's say, 85, okay? So what we're going to do, let's just scroll it downwards to 85. There. So let us use the what? The metronome to listen to how it sounds. I think we can take that. Or if it's too fast, we can try something softer. Okay. It's up to us, remember. So we can choose any that we want. I can choose 90 like that. So I can disable that because I don't like it. It sounds weird in my ears. But for you can go ahead and always use it. So let us, this is the channel rack. Now, people who attended LMMS classes, the same way LMMS works is the same way this channel rack also works. Okay, so let's test the kick. We just click the first step here and we see. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we have in the kick. So we can go ahead and create a pattern here, and this is what we have. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some, adds. Okay, I'm going to try that. Okay, that sounds what? Okay, let me, yeah. Go ahead and create a pattern. Okay, this is simply what we are doing. Okay, nothing else. The same way it is in LMMS. This is very simple, so it should not take you time because now you already did that in LMMS. So let's assume it's a dancehall, and we do something like this. Now you realize the instruments that are loaded there that comes with it, they sound kind of weird, and so just go ahead. We said you always go to packs, you'll get your instruments there. If you want to download others, you go on the internet and download and upload them here. Just open it, drag and drop it here. It will always come there. So let me find some other better drums. More so the art, I'm not so okay with it. It sounds weird. So let me just go back to the instruments here and check under drums. Okay, and I pick arts. Okay, I think this one is the one I want, so I will use it to replace this one here. So let me, I think that one sounds better. Okay, I'm not very okay with also the snare that is currently there, so I can go ahead and get another snare. Okay, let me pause it. I think that is better for a dancehall. Let me replace this with that. So it sounds better now. Ladies and gentlemen, realize that this is a very simple pattern that I've created for a dancehall, the same way we did it in LMMS. So let us just extend this one so that we can have a longer pattern, so that we can create some loop. You can see this side, it's not active. Just go ahead and click one, it will become active immediately or automatically. So let me go ahead and create this pattern, make it larger. Okay. All right. So the same way we did it in LMMS is the same way we do it here in FL Studio. So what I'm doing, I'm just creating a simple pattern like that, like that, like that. So I want to create a small loop here. Okay. So I'm going to do this and try this. Let me listen to it, how it sounds. Now that is what I wanted to create. So this is my simple pattern of the beat. Okay, you can see in FL Studio how nice it is. It's actually more sweeter than LMMS. So this is what we do. So you realize that we were working on the channel rack. We have used very few instruments. Now when we come back on the view playlist here, or what we call the song editor in LMMS, we said we always use patterns. We create tracks, one pattern for one track. Okay, so the instrument we have added, it was for pattern 1, but we have not written it here. So just go ahead and click on this pencil symbol and you click on the first one and you can drag it and bring it to the start. So when you play from here, it will play it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I said I was just introducing you to this thing. So let us go back onto the channel rack. There is nothing much to explain apart from these ones. These blue, sorry, they are green. These green cycles you're seeing, you can, when you click, it mutes. When it's gray, it's muted. When it's green, it's active. Now the next button is for panning, like to send the volume of that particular instrument to one side of the speaker only. And the next one is the volume. So you can reduce the volume or increase. So if I play around with it, I'm increasing the volume of that particular instrument. Okay. And here we have what? The names, the labels. These instruments are labeled 1, 2, 3 up to then once you have, and its names are here and these are steps. So there's nothing much to explain from here. Now let me come back to the view playlist. Here our first icon here, it's a snap to grid tool. The next one is a draw tool. The draw tool is like for writing. If you want to write a pattern, you always make sure you select and you come and write. So if you have selected, it's your pattern 1 is the one which is active, and you select this writer and you come and click on any pattern, any step here, it will automatically write the pattern that you had created from the channel rack. Okay, I repeat, if you create a pattern from the channel rack, for example like this, you come and select the pattern and you click on this pencil style and just click anywhere, it will write it. Even if you click on pattern what, it will write the same, because here it is pattern 1 which is selected. Now I'm deleting them, but it's okay. So let me select the first one. Now this next icon is a paint tool. It serves the same purpose, but a paint tool, its advantage is it may create one or more pattern at the same time, one or more segment of the pattern at the same time. But the draw tool creates only one, so you can use even this one for the same purpose that we have just explained. Now this next one is to delete. If you want to delete, assuming you want to delete this, come and click on it, then you click on this one. I repeat, if you want to delete, you've written a code or a pattern here and you want to delete, come and click on this delete icon, then you come and left click on the one you want to delete, it will disappear. But you can also delete when you've selected still the draw tool. For example, we are still on the draw tool. Instead of if you left click, it will write another pattern. But if you right click, it will delete. So you can, instead of coming to select this one, you can just use the same tool but right clicking. Now this one is to mute. We already know what it does. This one is to slip a pattern over the other. I explained it in our last video on LMMS. And this one is to slice. If you want to cut it into two, a pattern into two, you can use that tool. This one is for selecting. We're going to explain it in the piano roll. When you want to select one or more chords at the same time, you can use this. This one is for zooming. This one is for playback. This one is to pause or play the song. And these are the names. So ladies and gentlemen, I think I've introduced you to what we have here. Now let us go back to the pattern we have created in our channel rack. Listen to it. We have used how many? 1, 2, 3, only 3 instruments. So actually let us remove this one. So we right click on here and say delete. Okay, so we have only 3 instruments, but let us add one more. Now I'm in the packet there. Let me pick something like a toms. No, that's not good. What can we add? So you can look for the instrument of your choice and add. For example, I may choose to add this there so that I can create a pattern. For example, this one. Okay, I think that is okay. Okay, so you can see you can improve by adding more and more instruments, and you can do this by yourself at your own free time. So that is our pattern that we have created. I said you can come right click and you rename it. Okay, let us rename it. Let's give it a name like drums. We can call it drums if we want. Okay, what have I written here? Okay, and you can change the color from here. Just choose this color so that our pattern will be colored in that. Now you can go ahead and add another pattern. We said if you want to add another pattern, you come here onto the symbol plus, click on it, then you can create pattern. But before, remember when you click it, it opens here, but it gives you the windows of renaming it. So let's create a window of, we can say, let's call it the base. Okay, let's choose the color any we want, like that. So that one is for base. So the next pattern we are going to create will be for base. So let us write it here, but it is empty. You see, we have not written any bass, we have not created any instrument for bass, but wherever we shall go and write it will come there automatically. So let's open the channel rack. Now this is our channel rack. Now you realize the other instruments that you used at first, they are still there, they will not disappear, they will be there, but the pattern that you had created in the first pattern here, in the first track here, they are not, it's not showing because you have selected pattern 2. But if we had selected pattern 1, which is the drums, and we check here, we shall see this pattern, the same pattern we have created, it will be showing. So when we go to bass, it will not show us anything because we have not created anything. So now let's go ahead and create some bass. What did I do? Controls. Okay, yeah, I've undone what I had done accidentally. Control Z is still undo, the same way it works in other parts of the computer. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get some basses. And okay, so come to packs. When you come to packs here, we still have our instruments. Let's close this one. Let's choose instruments, and I want a bass for my, let me choose acoustic. So I will just, bring it here. So this is the bass. Now you realize a bass, an acoustic guitar is not a percussion. It's a melody instrument. A percussion is those things like the drums where you just hit, like that. But this is an instrument. So even if you come and click on this one, it will play only one key, one note. You see? Even if we click here. So a bass cannot be like that. So means we have to go and edit this in the piano roll. So what you do, you don't select it, just leave it like that. But what you do, you come onto this word acoustic and you right click and you say open piano roll. Now if you attended LMS, you realize it's the same piano roll. So you can go ahead and write any pattern, any bass pattern. So I'm going remember, we didn't intend to teach music in this class, so don't ask me about how to play the piano, how do we call this note, please. Maybe that one will be in another class. My intention here has been just music production. So let's just write some random notes, some random chords for our bass. Okay, so I can work with that. So I can try this out. Okay, I can make this shorter. Remember the same way it works in LMS, like to left click to right, left clicking writes it, right clicking deletes it. You can extend, you can move. We did that already. So we can do something. Okay, I'm trying to create a pattern. Alright, let me play this and we'll listen to it. Okay. Alright. Hold on. We are on bass 2, pattern 2. Okay, we didn't create it here. So let's create it and we go ahead and see. Yeah. So let me do this. So this is my best pattern. I'm just trying to create, guys, this is very simple. Even someone who doesn't know music, I mean how to play these instruments, you can do it by yourself. Okay, let me go on and continue creating. Okay, I can add this. Okay. Actually, why am I wasting time? I will just come to this one, then I select this because I want to recreate this. After selecting, I come to right, then I say Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste. Then I will just drag it to where I want it to be. Yeah. So I think this is what I wanted. Okay, listen to what I've just created. So I'm going to go back here. I want to add this one, make it longer. Okay, now let's go back to our piano roll. Sorry, let me select pattern 2, then go to piano roll. Let's try to play and listen to the bass. This is just the bass. We have not added any melody and something like that. If you don't know how to play the piano, just keep adjusting. So you realize I've created a very simple melody, that is the bass, but it can actually be the skeletal melody that can even give you the lyrics of the song, or the whole melody can depend on. So it is as simple as that. Remember, my intention wasn't showing you how to play or how to write these codes. My intention was teaching you how to use these icons up here. So okay, let me just do this. Okay, now remember I said you can right click to delete, left click to write the code. So we said this tool here, it's for selecting. We can select all of these ones. We just left click and drag it. After dragging it, we click on the right tool. Then there we can move it to anywhere we want. Okay, it's the code we have already written, so we can play while listening to it. Okay, that's it. So we can use, we said also this paint tool, we can use it to do the same thing that this other one here does, the right one. This draw tool does. So if the draw tool can move this, then the paint tool should also be able to move it. Okay, don't mind about the song that I've created, or the pattern that I've created, because I'm not interested in drawing a pattern or creating a song. Actually, I have no song in the mind right now. So what I'm interested in is you learning how to use this. We have introduced most of these instruments, most of these icons and the tools that we have here. So we can use it in any way we want. This one is to, you know, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. Okay. Okay. Now you can maximize so that it covers the whole screen, or you can minimize, or you can close. And remember, I showed you how to detach it. After you've detached, means you can move it anywhere. I'm going to show you other controls in our next class. This being introduction, I didn't want us to go so far or so deep, and because of network which is disturbing me so much today, so I would wish to stop here. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a brief introduction that I wanted to give us today to FL Studio. We shall be learning each and every window. Remember, I've introduced you to the channel rack. When you want to create a beat, you can actually drag the instrument, drag and drop. Please, when you drop it here, it will replace the one which is already there. So drop it from this place which is empty, or you can come to this symbol plus and you choose the instrument from there. I say I want a bass drum, then it will add for you the bass drum. Okay, yeah, so that is it. I've showed you that one also. Ladies and gentlemen, I think for today, let us end there. Please, we have no assignment. There's no assignment for today. There is no assignment because we haven't learned anything yet. So what I want you to do is just go ahead and explore. Okay, explore your FL Studio interface. Just go ahead and check things, see how it is. The things I've showed you, check them, and keep trying. And in our next class, on Monday, when we come back, it's going to be a long weekend, so utilize this weekend to check and explore it very well. On Monday, when we come back, we're going to make our first song. Okay, first song, we shall make it together from the beginning up to the point where we shall need to now use the mixer. We shall introduce the mixer on that day. It is this one here. This is what the mixer looks like. So when we have a song, like which song? Okay, I wanted to get some song. Okay, I wanted to use that song as an example. I think I used it on the mixer. A mixer, we said at the beginning, we talked about mixing and mastering. Fine. This is what a mixer looks like. This is the song that I was talking about. Volume is too much, is going to break someone's ear. So remember, we talked about how you can increase or reduce the volume here. This is not the output volume, but sorry, it's not the song volume, but the output volume. So I think that's fair. Okay, so we can use that. So when we talk about, I was telling you about the mixer. This is what a mixer looks like. Each and every instrument you put the other side, you put it here. Now mixer, you can adjust the volume of that particular instrument, that when you're playing the song, you can see how each and every instrument plays, okay? So you can adjust its volume from just right here. So we shall introduce all these, how to do the mixing and everything in our next video. So for today, I just want you to go and take your time and explore FL Studio, because it's going to be a long weekend, but utilize it very well and do a lot of exploration. Thank you so much for joining us in our class for tonight. I remain Luke Davis, and have a blessed night.